about to get here.
Here we are eating lunch on the first day.
Probably.
Alrighty, we're leaving lunch and here we go down the creek. This is upstream Big Escambia. Really, really pretty. Got the boat under control. This creek is exceptionally pretty. Water is clear and it's up about a foot. We've got 20 people canoeing on this trip, and videoing them all is hard since they're way behind us. Todd with his makeup on. He looks lovely, doesn't he? This is the old pavilion from when they tried to run canoes in the creek. It should be a great creek to do that on a commercial basis. All right, here's an old railroad trestle. Lots of these on these creeks. We can't decide where to go. I guess Drew probably wishes I'd paddle. We made it with no trouble. Great big sandbars on the north part of this creek. Bigger than I remember. And pretty, pretty water. I don't know. Here's a typical sandbar with a tree that's been sown. Behind it there's a lagoon, which will dry up pretty soon. This is a creek coming in on the right, and it's dangerously close to looking like maybe the gravel mill is polluting the creek. So the beautiful creek has now got this terribly muddy water flowing in on the right, mixing with the pretty water, and that's just kind of disturbing. It's coming in from a little creek where there's a bulldozer working. Creek marked on the GPS is a pretty creek coming in on the right, and you'll notice that the water on it is really clear, and then this water messed up by the bulldozer is awful, and we're hoping it goes ahead and runs clear, because I don't think the guy's working anymore. But boy, has he messed up the creek now. So we made it to the interstate on the first day. I'm not sure you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to camp above it. But the sandbars have no trees and it's boiling hot on them, and I just pushed us past this, so it may be 4 o'clock before we camp. I hope I'm not part of a revolution when they have to paddle 30 more minutes. But there's just a couple of sandbars past this bridge and we're going to go to those. So here we are making camp. We moved down to avoid the interstate noise. So we're on a long, narrow sandbar. It's already got the shade on it, which I like a lot. I'm not sure everybody does. This is early morning wake up. Not sure what a pillow on top of a tent means. So here we are breaking down camp. Everybody loves it. Yeah.
Our favorite part of the experience.
Favorite part of the experience.
Down every morning. Trying to get those wet clothes back on. Tent's a little moist still.
Yeah.
Good. But you're glad to do it before the sun gets too hot.
Which it is right now.
Everybody hates it. Kids.
Here we are past the interstate, approaching Sardine Bridge in about 30 or 40 minutes, looking for a really good rope swing Hopefully it's still there. This is the land owned by the Creek Indian tribe. It's pretty well maintained. They don't allow wheeled vehicles on sandbars, and so the sandbars are clean. The creek itself has cleared up from yesterday, which is really encouraging. That was just that little muddy water that was coming off that field, and it's gone, and it's just beautiful again. Big Escambia has towering Atlantic white cedar, and so, which is different than most of the other creeks that we go on. The foliage looks Floridian. It looks like it's Florida, and that makes sense since we're 10 miles from Florida, or 15. Atlantic white cedar. That's going to cause us to have a really fun few minutes. Doesn't look like there's any solution to this. Here's the rope swing. The tree's starting to lean over the years. Okay, there's no way to use a rope swing, so we're jumping out of the tree. Yeah, we'll pretend that was your first time. The mud has returned. The coffee-colored creek is results of runoff, as we talked about yesterday, and it's gone from beautiful to nasty. And apparently, the tribal people have put up these signs so that you can get in touch with somebody if you get in trouble, which is kind of neat. All those burned trees are like my hiking trip. And here we are at Sardine Bridge, which is about the halfway point of the trip. So this Sardine Bridge is between I-65 and Flomaton. It's about the halfway point. This is right past Sardine Bridge, and there's some pretty good rapids coming up. Some of the best in any creek in this part of the state. The water has cleared up. We've either outrun the silt that was pouring into the creek, or it has settled out. But the water is pretty again for now. So here we come to what we call the rapids on Big Escambia. It does have a really nice rapid in there. Really, really pretty here with rocks along the banks. Little stream coming in on the left. Really pretty. Slippery rocks, I tell you that. And he's doing a great job, and here we go. In slack water, this is a really small chute. Today it's much wider. I've been through it when it was like 4 feet wide, which is really tough when somebody's standing in the water in the 4 feet that you've got to go through with your canoe. So the creek continues to change, and now it's got bluffs, just similar to Murder Creek. These are a little bit lower than Murder Creek's bluffs. As we get closer and closer to Flomaton, creek here is about 6 times as wide as it was when we started, which is interesting. As little creeks have come in, we've outrun the mud again, so now the water is clear, but it will catch us, and it will make the creek really ugly. Maybe we will reach the campsite before it reaches us. The creek splits, and what's happening is the creek is making a new channel, and as you see it, when it makes a new channel, it really stirs things up. So here it comes in from the side, and here's the sandbar forming, and next year or the next, that water will not be going on the other side of that sandbar, and this will be a new sandbar. So it's pretty dynamic down here as it cuts off oxbows and grows new pathways. I bet we camp here, but it's a really big sandbar without a stick of wood. Sandbar is so big that it's tiresome to walk back to the back. So Drew's decided, along with Todd, to get right here. There he is.
I'm gonna go get mine. I don't.
Supper cooking.
I'll have to clean it.
Everybody's tired still, because it's 10 till 7. But this is typical of a sandbar on a Sunday morning. Everybody will get up and eat and slowly put their stuff up. And so here we are breaking down camp. Notice that, this is very important to remember this, notice that our canoe is in the shade because the sun is behind that tree. But then all these other people are enjoying the nice sunny day, which is about 80 degrees already, or 80, and the humidity is about 100%. Sandbar, as we get closer and closer to Flomaton, is as big as a football field. And so the sandbars are huge down here, and the creek is really wide. And this is the third day as we approach Flomaton. Here's the Turtle Point Nature Center. If you walk that boardwalk back, there's all the trees have names on them, and they were put on there by Dr. Larson, who was formerly an Auburn forestry professor. And this center was put together by Shirley West. And so it's formerly very nice. I haven't been to it in about 10 years. And that's the end of the trip. 22.5 miles